Good day, sir. For this video, I will discuss my answer in CO1 assessment. In task 1, base above stowage plan, create in checklist in handling and stowage procedure in accordance with established safety rules, regulation, equipment, operating instruction, and shipboard stowage limitation. This is my answer, sir, in this one. Types of cargo: steel, coil pipe. Handling procedure: the steel coil pipe are handled by the existing method of cargo handling such as force, lift, truck, and derricks. Single, double, or fold lifting points may be provided, and it is important that all those provided should be utilized whenever the loaded bag is lifted. Bins are usually supplied with skids, fork, pockets, or similar and should always be lifted and handled using those facilities correctively. In stowage procedure, coils are usually stowed workship and locked with one or more key coils. When carried more than one row, the weight stop coil passes down to the ship structure through the point where the coils touch. When the general cargo ship, it is advisable to keep IBCS separated from other forms of break bulk cargo. Recommendation for handling should be followed at all times. Method should be secure and lifting points. Number 2. Drum of lubricating oil. For handling procedure, normally used rope slings, nuts, or trays for lifting for the ship. Metal drums may usually be gripped using drum handling attachment or mechanical equipment which top, rim, and drums. Care by the operator is often needed to avoid functioning the drums when gripping or carrying this way. Side clamps and handles are also standard attachment for mechanical handling equipment and are sufficiently take this type of treatment. In stowage procedure, drums stowed on their side should not have other cargo stowed on the top. Drums holding liquid should always be at the bottom of the stow with bunny or lid upmost. As the general rules, board drums should always be upright. When more than one ties of metals, drums are to be stowed particularly into the container where vibration may be experienced during in transportation. Task 2. Base below cargo outline, the landing and discharging procedure, and care during voyage of cargo in accordance with established safety rules, regulation, equipment, operating instruction, and shipboard stowage limitation. In fruit loading and discharging procedure, fruit and vegetables are living and so for taking an oxygen from other producing carbon dioxide. As noted in the section of temperature control, this procedure involves the production of heat, hence the need for temperature control. For the short voyage of no more than 3 or 4 days, fruit pickles and the right time, not already wrapped, can be carried without refrigeration. In general, all fruit and vegetables must be properly ventilated even if carried at temperature. Fruit should not be stowed with only other cargo that might pick up point tea and coffee. In Task 3, based on above, heavy invisible loads cargo create following operation in accordance with established safety rules, regulation, equipment operating instructions. 3.1 Pre-planning of transport vital information needed. The weight and size construction of the load. B. What support points of the loads are required or are permissible. C. The maximum load of each specific support point which the design would tolerate. D. Where may the lifting attachment be made on load and how are they made? E. What securing points are available on the load and how where are they located? F. If the speed of movement of the load in any way critical. G. What additional lifting equipment is required to handle the load? What is or weight? Who provide it? Does it travel with the load? 3.2 Preparation and cargo handling such as tacking and securing, prevention of vertical and horizontal movement, storage requirements. A. Traditional heavy lift derricks are used which are themselves supported by the most or Samson for this support, unless suitability shifted should be themselves supported by the less than 3 stays, one leading for and upward, and the other leading to each side, forming an angle of about 45 degrees, which the former stay also secure should be the set up of security staff. B. Tackle. Sling should be made up of appropriate wire or chain of provide safe working load and of correct length so that they do not damage the cargo. Do not require shortening because of too long drift. The two ends of sling should be connected to the block of direct with edge or eye on the bow. C. Vertical and horizontal movement. Careful winch driving is essential to avoid the gear being put undue strain. D. Thick film water bearing. The load should be positioned in such a manner that heavy point loading is not exerted on deck or tank top plating in between frames and beams. 3.3 Loading and discharging operation. A. The ship should be upright when loading or discharging a heavy lift and have stability. Lifting operation should be interpreted to carry out check on signing arrangement as soon as the weight is taken by slings. When the load has been lifted a short distance. B. Clear lines and communication should be established between all those involved in the operation with one person only in charge. C. Discharging. Similar precautions should be taken as described under loading. Done, sir.